What is up, everybody, and welcome to FLW Videos. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about the extraordinary raid week in Pokemon Go. Of course, talking about all of its features, and then finally talking about some sub-events, and then of course the Pokemon that I would focus on from the raid perspective. We've got quite a bit to jump into, but if this video is helpful to you, if you do enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. But let's go ahead and jump into it. First things first, related to the event, as you will see, we do get some bonuses throughout it. We have a ×2 raid Stardust, ×2 raid XP for every raid that you do throughout this week, and then finally, 1 extra daily raid pass. Now you might be scratching your head going, wait a minute, Niantic never announced that. I never saw that in my news feed in the game. How is that true? Well, lucky for us, LeakDuck did do some research and found that on the Pokemon website, Niantic actually gave them information to say that we will get an extra free raid pass per day. It's pretty common, unfortunately, for Niantic to announce something on Twitter, to put something up on PokemonGoLive.com, but not include all of the information and send something out. So this is something that you will get, which is very exciting. Other than that, we also will see a new shiny variation family. We've got Bronzor and Bronzong. For anybody playing PvP, you are going to want to get after that shiny Bronzong. I know that's going to be something that people will definitely be looking forward to. A dominant Pokemon, also shiny. You can definitely show it off in style. Other than that, we are also going to see what is known as a raid hour, or, you know, most of the time it's been like a legendary raid hour or some type of thing related to that. Luckily for us, Niantic did listen and wants to focus more on the afternoon. So as you can see, on May 22nd from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. your local time, you will see an increased number of raids being available. I would rather just have the legendary raids available the whole hour, to be honest, mostly for focusing on TMs, focusing on rare candy, but we're just gonna have to see. But other than that, there's actually gonna be a sub-event within the event, and that is for Lapras. Now, a lot of people may look at this first and be like, it's just Lapras. Well, we've got two things kind of going on that are very exciting. So first things first, we've got the typical 3 hour of the raids. We've got 5 free raid passes, and then of course the shiny Lapras. So this will of course kind of fit something like a Gengar day, where it ended up gaining a new move, right? But instead, what will happen with this Lapras is we will be able to gain access to Ice Shard and Ice Beam. And the significance of that is that it is a legacy moveset. Both of those moves are legacy, and for anyone using PvP, they know how powerful the moveset is. But for us, for everyone else, this is just cool because this opens up the opportunity for them to start showcasing different Pokemon and utilizing legacy moves, giving people a chance at that legacy, and in some cases, making those Pokemon perform better. I am very excited about this, but once again, if you didn't see this part of the announcement broadcasted by Niantic, by Pokemon Go, if you're following them on Twitter, well, to be honest, they just didn't send it out that way. A couple of YouTubers were able to confirm it directly from Niantic that we will have access to, of course, those movesets as well as the shiny variation, so definitely excited about that. But that will be from May 25th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in your local time. Definitely some exciting stuff, but other than that, the next thing that we need to focus on is the raid boss list. What Pokemon will actually be out? We've got kind of an interesting setup going on with this because, for example, we have a Machop available instead of the typical Machamp. Now, there's some pros and cons to that. The pro being that you can actually get a shiny Machop from the raids. Unfortunately, with Machamp, you cannot grant access to a shiny variation of Machamp. I don't know why. I don't know why Pokemon Go does that, but hey, it is what it is. At least look at this kind of like a shiny opportunity. That's personally how I'm looking at it. For me personally, I'm thinking Go Machop, Shinx, Bronzor. If you are focusing on the shiny variations, that could end up being a really good thing to focus on. Taking a look at the secondary level, one that I would maybe focus on is probably Kirlia, simply for the fact that Ralts is not overly common. It is a little bit on the rare side, so you can kind of use this as a candy opportunity to get yourself Gallade, get yourself Gardevoir. Up next, we've got the level 3s. We've got a Chansey in there. I think that that's a good one to focus on if you need a good gym defender to evolve up to a Blissey. You can definitely focus on that. And then up next, we've got Scyther. Scyther is a cool one simply because it does have the shiny variation available and it's in raids, right? So I may do 1 or 2 of those just kind of for fun. It is level 3, so you're gonna have to at least be a mid-level player to be able to solo that. And then up next, of course, we've got Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is just always fun simply for the shiny variation. So for the most part, when we're kind of looking through these, most of the ones that we've talked about have mostly been from a shiny perspective. But when we get into the tier 4, we are going to see a little bit more of some options that are meta relevant. We've got Dragonite. Dragonite is a solid option just from a non-legendary standpoint. Of course, Salamence is better, but in this case, you don't have to have any type of exclusive move. It knows Outrage. Outrage is amazing, so that's a good one. Tyranitar, always a classic tier 4. To be honest, that's one of the few tier 4s that I see in my community that pretty much every time when we post it to some type of chat, people are game to do that Tyranitar. And then the next one that I would probably recommend actually focusing on it, but maybe for a different reason, is Metagross. Keep in mind that the move Meteor Mash is actually a legacy move related to Community Day, and it will not be available in raids. So if you are trying to get a Metagross and trying to find a meta-relevant version that way, this is a no-go. Instead, the way that you should look at it should be from a candy perspective to be able to power up or eventually evolve if we end up getting a secondary Community Day where that we can evolve it. Anyways, that just about wraps up the video. I want to know what you think about this event in the comments section below. Are you excited about it? What are your plans? Which Pokemon are you gonna focus on the most? Definitely let me know in the comments section below, and I will see you next time. I wanted to extend a huge thank you to the supporters over at Patreon. You definitely make this possible, and I 100% appreciate the support. If you are interested in supporting my channel on Patreon, definitely feel free to check out the link in the description.